going to go over 10 cards that I think you can benefit from that might really help your deck, or maybe you can even build the deck around. I know a lot of people that aren't even going to participate in the normal and rare festival just because they don't want to deal with the type of deck that it is, and I kind of get it. We've been running some practice tests. I ran 32 matches on my deck, and they were like 20+ minute matches. It just was horrible. Hey y'all, I'm the Final Anomaly. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. Comment down below. I would like to hear from y'all. Any feedback, any suggestions. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you would consider subscribing to the channel, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. Also, I'll be running a tournament this coming Saturday, March 26th. It is free to join. Everyone is welcome, and there is a prize at the end, so feel free to join that. If you guys have a deck and want to try out your normal and rare decks before the event, come by. I stream live 5 days a week on Twitch. I stream Yu-Gi-Oh every Wednesday and Friday, as well as join the Discord. We got a ton of people that play Yu-Gi-Oh. We'd like to play with you. Thank you guys so much. All right, y'all, so the first card I want to talk about is Oasis of Dragon Souls. This card is pretty much a Call of the Haunted, except it's a normal card. Activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. It's pretty much a Call of the Haunted, except you have to bring it in defense mode. And it's a normal card. There is no limitations. You can have more than one. Really good card. You might want to add that to your deck. Next card, this is a little more specific. It is Magician's Right Hand. Guys, if you have the deck for it, this card is extremely powerful. It's a continuous spell. Negate the effect of your opponent's first spell card or effect that resolves each turn while you control spellcaster monster. And if you do, or if it did not have an effect, destroy that card. Guys, that is very powerful. It is specific to spellcasters, but it is very strong. Another card, just like the other one, Magician's Left Hand. This one negates the effect of your opponent's first trap card or effect that resolves each turn while you control spellcaster monster, and if you do, destroy that card. So exactly the same as the other one, except this one is specific to trap cards. Again, if you're running spellcasters or want to run spellcasters, this is a key card for that deck. You can run 3. It's not limited to 1. Very powerful card. Next one, and this is just because I just went over the right and left hand. If you want to run a spellcaster type deck, Kiwi Magician Girl. During either player's turn, you can discard this card. Magician Girl monsters you currently control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with different names on the field and in the graveyard until the end of this turn. Spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponents cannot target them with card effects. Very powerful in a spellcaster type deck. I know those 3 cards were very specific. The other ones won't be, but these are very powerful cards. Guys, Gravekeeper Servant. Unless your opponent sends 1 card from the top of his or her deck to the graveyard, he or she cannot declare an attack. So this card, very good. They'll have to discard 2 cards from their deck to the graveyard, or send 2 cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard to be able to attack. Dimensional Fissure. Now this card combined with Gravekeeper Servant is just toxic. Any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So it's gonna keep you from being able to send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard because monsters get banished. So you won't be able to attack unless you can get rid of these cards. So toxic, but so powerful. Such a great combination. And normally I wouldn't recommend it, but because the back row is so protected in this event, it's hard to get rid of these cards. Gravity Bind. Again, because of the back row being protected and the limit in XYZ and Link monsters people are going to be playing, this card is going to shine in the normal and rare event. Level 4 or higher monsters cannot attack. This card will stall you, will buy you time, might even win you the game. In my case, my deck doesn't even run an extra anything on the extra deck. I do have cards in there, but I don't really use them, and so this card would really be a pain for me. Ordeal of a Traveler. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, your opponent chooses 1 random card in your hand and calls the type of card, monster, spell, or trap. And if they call it wrong, return the attacking monster to the hand. This card can actually be really good for 2 reasons. One is obviously the chance of it protecting you from getting attacked, and then you return the card to their hand. Or if they have an XYZ or Link monster, they're going to have to retry to summon it, which would be disastrous for them. But my deck is going to be a Kaiju Mix Exodia deck, and so this card also helps me because if I give them one of their Kaijus, I might be able to get it back into my hand, especially because my deck revolves around a bounce effect. So really strong card, really good card. Take a look into it. Pacifist, the Phantasm City. Now this card is really good. Keep in mind, there's a deck out there that revolves around this card, built around this card with normal monsters. That deck has been nerfed, guys. Limited one card per deck of a lot of these cards, so look into that before you decide to go that route. But that doesn't mean that this card is not effective and can't be effective in other decks. You cannot normal or special summon effect monsters a turn you activate either of these card effects, even if this card leaves the field. Once per turn, if you normal or special summon exactly one normal monster and no other cards, add one Phantasm Spiral card from your deck to your hand. If your opponent activates a card or effect except during the damage step and you control no tokens, you can special summon one Phantasm Spiral token, type water, level 8, attack 2000, defense 2000. Very good card. Look into it. The last card, guys, that I recommend, this is one of the cards that got nerfed. You're only allowed to have one. This is a powerful card. This is pretty much your Terraform in a monster effect. You contribute this card and one field spell from your deck to your hand. So you can search a field spell. I know you're only allowed one per deck, but if you have a deck that needs that field spell, this is an extra opportunity. So if you're running 3 field spells, this is your 4th field spell, essentially, if you think about it that way. Very strong card. Also look into it. Planet Pathfinder. Guys, and that's the 10 cards that I think will really shine, or can potentially really shine, that you may have forgot about, didn't even think about, that might be able to help your deck. Or if you're thinking of not even joining, maybe you can build the deck around these cards. Guys, these cards alone are strong, and some of these cards alone can fit any deck. The Pathfinder can fit any deck. Even the Phantasm City can fit any deck. Gravekeeper Servant can fit any deck. Gravity Bind can fit any deck. The Ordeal of a Traveler and Oasis of Dragon Souls. Now, I know right hand and left hand and Kiwi are spellcaster specific, but if you built the spellcaster deck with these cards in your hand, they're not limited to one. Sky's the limit. I faced the deck that had those cards, and trust me, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Decks with all these cards were a nightmare. I hope you guys find that helpful. Again, hope you guys can join the tourney. Come see us on Twitch. Come see us on Discord. Again, please like, subscribe, comment. I would more than appreciate it. It's a massive help. And if you have any suggestion for future Yu-Gi-Oh content, please let me know. I'll have links for my other videos. I do run Ojamas. I'm a big Ojama player. Check those out. Thank y'all so much.